Patch 13.16 is here, so let's go over the top 5 comps recommended by our challenger experts. First up, we have Demacia, which as you'd expect runs with a full Demacian board including 4 main carries in Garen, Jarvan, Lux and Aatrox with an emblem. You'd also use the remaining Demacian Sona, Poppy, Galio and then Taric as a trait filler too. Your carries will only need 2 items each as they'll get those radiant items from the Demacian trait, making this comp insanely powerful once it comes online. For the legend to play, we'd recommend Master Yi to help your board power up as the game progresses. This is a mix of a default and a slow roll comp. You want to roll a little bit at level 7 to find copies of your main 4 cost units Lux and Jarvan to activate Demacia 7, but at the same time you want to 3-star your Garen here too. For items, you're going to want to focus on your 4 main Demacian carries. Garen wants a BT and a Rage Blade, and you'll usually itemize him first as you can pick him up earlier than your other units, but use Kael as an item holder until you find him. Send everything AP and mana to Lux with a blue buff and a jeweled gauntlet being ideal. Jarvan will take care of the tanking with a Protector's Vow and a Warmogs, and then finally grab a Titan's Resolve for Aatrox alongside his Demacian emblem. For your augments, your highest priority is getting that Demacian emblem online, so make sure you lock down this comp if you see an early Heart, Crest or Crown. The Legend Master Yi augments are also seriously strong in this comp too, with any form of pumping up or gotta go fast adding so much value. Aside from those, the Demacian specific augment Petricite Shackles won't exactly be a bad pickup either. If you do want to learn more about our Demacia comp or any other S tier comp, then click the link in the description and check out our full expert video guides for all the strongest comps every patch. Next up, we have Squid Game, which as you may have guessed by its name, uses Vel'Koz as your main carry. This comp uses a wild mix of traits with Multicaster, Sorcerer, Strategist and Demacia to add tons of frontline and a tasty threat from the backline too. The full comp uses Vel'Koz, Jarvan, Lux, Taric, Sona, Swain, Taliyah and Teemo. And for the legend to play, we'd recommend just going for the good old Poro to keep your options wide open. This comp is a slow roll comp which plays around getting to level 7 to roll and 3-star your main carry Vel'Koz, as well as finding copies of your late game 4 cost units Jarvan and Lux. You will need to get level 8 to truly lock down this comp though, so try to keep enough gold so you can still get there whilst making sure you're still hitting those units. For your item priority, Vel'Koz is your main focus and he'll do best with the Spear of Shojin, Jeweled Gauntlet and Giant Slayer. After that, you can gear up Taric with any defensive items alongside an Ionic Spark, which has been his best in slot item all set 9 so far. Then you can throw any leftover AP items onto Lux with another Jeweled Gauntlet and blue buff being perfect, and she'll also have the chance to get that Radiant item from the Demacian trait bonus. Any other leftover tank items you can just slam onto Jarvan. For augments, you have a bunch of different trait specific ones to go for, which is why the Poro is a great choice here. The best choices though would be a Strategist or Multicaster Heart or Soul, or any Sorcerer ones, so keep your eyes peeled for them. By far the best augment for multicasters though is Perfected Repetition, as it'll empower your team's damage massively. Next up we have Oppenheimer Teemo, which actually runs with a pretty similar board to the last comp we just spoke about. This time though, you'll be using Teemo as your main carry amongst a couple of Yordles instead of the Sorcerers. And with a 4-star fully itemized Teemo, you'll be giggling your way to first place. The full comp includes Teemo, Swain, Taliyah, Jarvan, Sona, Vel'Koz, Kled and Poppy. And just like the previous comp, we'd recommend going for the Poro. This is another slow roll comp, but this time you'll be rolling at level 6 instead, above 50 gold to try and 3-star your Teemo, Swain and Taliyah. Then you'll save up gold again to push for 7 and 8 to unleash this full comp, so don't be too aggressive spending all of your gold. For items, you want to gear up Teemo as soon as possible, and he does best with a Gunblade blue buff and Jeweled Gauntlet. You'll send anything defensive you find towards your main tank Swain, as well as an Ionic Spark too to shred enemy resistances and allow those shrooms to hit even harder. After that, you can throw additional defensive items onto Jarvan or leftover AP onto Sona. But in the best case scenarios, you'll start stacking chalices on units like Taliyah next to your Teemo. Similar to the last comp, you'll have a bunch of different augments to play for in this one, but a Multicaster or Strategist Soul as well as Perfected Repetition are your best bets again. But since you're relying on a 4-star Teemo as your main damage powerhouse and Yordles need you to 3-star at least 3 units, don't sleep on those reroll augments like Golden Ticket. Coming in at number 4, we have Noxus Empire, which if you've played set 9 at all, you'll know it's been one of the most consistent comps since the very start. It runs a full Noxus comp with the 2 main carries Darius and Katarina, alongside Samira, Swain, Cassiopeia, Sion and Echo and Warwick as trait fillers. For the legend to play, we'd recommend going for Master Yi or Caitlyn, because with the win streaks that Noxus is famous for, these two are the best options. This is a slow roll comp which plays around level 7 to 3-star your main carries Darius, Katarina and maybe even Swain at the same time. Samira and Cassiopeia can also be effective backup carries too here, so if you're getting loads of copies here, don't hesitate to pick them up. For your item priority, it all depends on which components and units you hit, so you can basically go for whichever is the best option to get yourself on an early win streak. Samira can be a great early 2-star unit with a blue buff and Infinity Edge. Darius is one of your best damage sources and he'll do best with IE, BT and Titans. And then you've also got Katarina, who wants Ionic Spark, Hand of Justice and Jeweled Gauntlet. Any defensive items can go towards your main tank Swain, and if you have even more ready and waiting, pop them on Scion later on. For your augments, a Noxus Heart's Crest or Crown will be fantastic in this comp, allowing you to pop it onto Warwick or Echo to spike your board sooner and give you more versatility, allowing you to also bring in more high cost units in the late game. Activating 6 Noxus is a massive power spike when playing this comp, so getting that emblem can make it happen even easier. Total Domination is another no-brainer augment to go for though, giving your entire comp more power. Aside from that, any form of Cybernetic Leech or any of Master Yi's pumping up augments are fantastic choices. Finally, we have our Invoker's comp Casta La Vista, which runs with Karma and Taric as your main 3-cost 3-star carries. You'll fill out the rest of your board with other Invokers and a mix of other traits like Ionia, Targon, Bastion and Sorcerer. The full comp uses Karma, Taric, Shen, Ahri, Ryze, Lissandra, Galio and Soraka. And for the legend to play, we'd advise going for the Poro. This is yet another slow roll comp that wants you to roll above 50 gold on level 7 to 3-star Karma and Taric, as well as picking up copies of your late game additions Shen, Ahri and Ryze. For items, Karma is the first priority as she will help you win streak in the mid game, and she will do best with Gunblade, Arcane Jewels and Jeweled Gauntlet. You'll also want to gear up your main tank Taric with defensive items like Redemption and Dragon's Claw, alongside that crucial Ionic Spark. Any leftover tank items can go onto your Shen later on, and any leftover mana or AP items you want to pop onto your Ahri. When it comes to augments, it's safe to say that an Invoker Heart's Crest or Crown will easily be your best options, allowing you to reach the highest ceiling of this trait and adding in a bit more flexibility. A Targon Soul isn't exactly a bad choice either, adding even more healing and shielding to your board. Other trait-specific augments like Loving Invocation or Stellicorn's Blessing are also brilliant options. And that brings us to the end of our top 5 comps for you to abuse in patch 13.16. Don't forget to download Mobalytics to make use of our in-game overlay, and let's continue climbing together in set 9. Good luck.